everyone. Welcome to this week's special schedule Tea&D episode. That didn't make any sense. No English good today because I'm running on very low sleep, but that's fine because it's end game time. So as usual, I am Emily. I am the DM of Court of Spades, as well as the character of Nyx, the party's tiefling mythical beast. Quick announcement, just so that everyone knows the context. After the session last, 2 weeks ago, I told the party that they could all level up. So everyone will be going into this final round of combat, hopefully final round of combat, fully healed with all their fresh spell slots and a shiny new level to their name. So everyone in the party has now reached level 9. Hooray! Hopefully it helps. I'll do a brief recap of what happened last session and then we'll just jump right into it. Which means Nat, it's your you're good.
Sorry guys, I am Nat. I play Jezebel Emmerich. I apologize for being distracted. I leveled and forgot to put hit points.
That would definitely help.
We're fixing that real quick.
Hi, I'm Wiz. I play Marlios, the half-elf wizard. And I leveled and forgot to pick spells. So
we love an underprepared party.
Hey guys, it's Detroit playing Peter Longbottom. I actually did all my leveling up, and I'm currently embracing Peter's inner college boy by having some beer right now. So let's go.
Let's go. Switch out the tea for some alcohol. That's what it's gonna take to get through this match.
It's okay. It's light beer.
Okay. So just to briefly summarize what happened last session, because it was more so investigation oriented and less so action oriented. Last week, 2 weeks ago, you guys found a door that led to an office in the center of the maze, and after investigating the office, Nyx and who was it? Jez? Yeah, I think Jez went unconscious. That's right. Discovered a small makeshift bed in a chest in said office, as well as a small collection of various body parts that were children-sized. Marin found a large grimoire, and I believe took it with him, if I'm not mistaken.
no, you are not.
Alright, so he found a large grimoire and took it with him, despite not being able to understand most of the writing in it, due to the fact that it is written in a language he does not speak. That's what it means to not be able to understand a language, in case you guys needed a refresher course on that. Whew, it's gonna be that kind of night, guys.
Is that how it works? Oh my
Yeah, pretty sure. And I think Peter just collected a bunch of letters from the various kingdoms around. Yeah.
Various kingdoms and their relationship so far with the circus.
Yeah, so it was noted that it seemed as if Grimoire, which is the home city of our party, seemed to be the most adamant about getting rid of the circus, whereas the other towns more so kind of let it slide because it was outside their jurisdiction, but not in this house. And as the party made their way outside the office, they climbed a large, steep staircase. I believe the marching order was Peter, Jez, Marin, and then Nyx, with 2 children accompanying Marin and Nyx, as well as Thana trailing behind all of you, because I always forget she's with your party. She was definitely with you in the last room, but like because she followed you guys into the office, which I did say, and then I just kind of forgot she was in the office with you, but to be fair, she had no valuable input for that scenario, so it doesn't really matter.
That's fine.
So she's taking up the actual back of the party. But yeah, you guys emerged, and I will quickly re-describe the scene in which you have
Real
emerged.
quick.
Yeah.
Marin was definitely the one behind Peter. I
Oh,
think
he
it
was
was
behind
Marin, or I'm sorry, Peter, Marin, Nyx, and then Jez in the back.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because Nyx was like helping Jez also for some reason.
Because Nyx had, or I'm sorry, not Nyx, Jez had just become
That's true.
reconscious.
Jez had passed out. That's right. Man, scatterbrained. Okay. My bad, guys. I promise I'll get it together. I know exactly what I'm doing today. I'm just, my memory of 2 weeks ago is like a fog right now. Alrighty, so with that, I will begin this week's session. You okay?
Are you, Jazz?
Yes.
I can't say any
You're
words.
you're not allowed to die IRL yet.
The stream didn't hear that, which is the good part of that. But I just dropped a water bottle and then caught it. It's fine.
Alright. Well, hopefully the dice I'm using this week are a little less cursed than Nyx's usual set of dice. Because as you guys emerge, Peter, you were the first one out of this trap door. And as I described last week, you poke your head out of this door and are met with 3 grinning hags supposedly expecting you to arrive. And between them lies the body of your fallen comrade, Gunby. Or at least that's who you assume it to be, as the face and the rest of his body seem to be mutilated almost beyond recognition. As 2 of the hags continue to dig their long clawed hands into his flesh and kind of shove handfuls into their mouth as they smirk at your emerging party. And in the middle of them sits a recognizable figure. Cecilia is crouched over Gumby's body, her hands covered in blood as well as her face, and there are several blood stains decorating her typically white nightgown. But it definitely brings out the scarlet in her robe, so... Let's...
Pierce just like wincing and just covering his mouth as he's just staring at, well, Gumby, or what was Gumby.
Mm-hmm. I think what the most recognizable part of Gunby is that you can clearly identify the shock of pink hair that is kind of, at this point, scattered a little bit, as his skull has been almost entirely caved in.
Well, that's a charming and nice.
Look. That's cool shit right there.
Peter, do you proceed, like, out of the hatch? Let me kind of, reestablish the spacing here. So, the hatch that you just came out of...
Yeah.
There is a large, like, ring, and that's the full arena. And then in the center of that arena, there is, like, a platform that I would say is about... if we say the ring is about 100 feet across, I would say the ring takes up about 30 feet of the center area. So the full diameter of it is about 30 feet. And the hatch comes up on the one side of it. You can kind of assume that this is the hatch that not only the proprietors use to go down into their office, but also a hatch that performers might use to hide in for certain stunts that they have like less magical oriented stunts that they would have done on stage. As well as a place for them to store like props and such. So it kind of opens up on the one side of it, and the hags are standing in the dead center of the arena. So right now they're about 15 feet away from you.
Yeah, I remember, if I remember correctly, last time we did, before we cut off, we had exchanged a few words. Like, Peter already kind of, like, stepped out and was just, like in horror of seeing Gumby. And then he was just like, what did you do? Like what the fuck? Like, what did, like, just angrily, like, what did you do? Like, kind of like a Cecilia, because it's just like a little girl and just sees Gumby, and it's just, what did you do? Just angrily.
Yeah, so Peter has emerged fully from the trapdoor, so that leaves Marin to kind of make his appearance next. Marin, are you immediately following Peter out of the staircase, or are you kind of gauging to see what Peter does before fully, like, making himself known to the hags?
I'm going to hear Peter's distress. And I'm going to cast Greater Invisibility on the boy.
Okay. How, just so I can keep like a mental tab of it, how long does Greater Invisibility last, and also how does it work exactly?
Greater Invisibility. It says, a creature you touch becomes invisible until the spell ends. Anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it is on the target's person.
Okay.
Oh, what? Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay. Real quick as Wiz figures that out, Peter, I assume that, like, when you first emerged from this gate, you kind of, like, immediately were drawn, obviously, to the hag and Gunby and Cecilia and kind of that whole scene playing out in front of you. But as you kind of, like, become a little more aware of your surroundings and where you are in the circus, because nothing about, like, the maze beneath told you that, like, indicated that this is where this passage would lead out to. It's almost incredible to think that, like, that entire maze that you just navigated was somehow still planted beneath this tent. And as you kind of glance around, you notice that, like, beyond the edge of this arena where that seating used to be, where you initially fell through the circus, you really can't see anything out there. It's just pitch blackness. And it's that same kind of darkness that you experienced outside the tent when you were walking through the circus.
That really still, yeah.
Yeah, that darkness that, like, it's absolutely lifeless, but at the same time, it has, like, a presence around you. It almost feels like it has, like, something looming over you. Like, it makes you feel very unsettled and very, like, tense, just kind of gazing into it. because there's this kind of sense of like it's almost like an instinctual fear of the unknown when you look into this darkness. There are in the arena as it's built, there are two posts, very like tall platforms built on either side of the arena that was used by the aerial, more like the aerial acrobatics acts and stuff like that. They are still there and they are illuminated with whatever like unnatural blue light is kind of happening right now that is coming from the energy being funneled from the top of the tent. But because of your angle and also just because of your natural stature a little bit, the angle that you have right now from where you're positioned in the middle, it's very difficult to see if there's anything on top of the platforms. You can only see the bottoms from here. But there doesn't seem to be any like movement that may have caught your eye or anything like that. Right now, the only like sign of life are the three hags in front of you and Cecilia.
That's not ominous at all. But
there's also like on the platforms, like obviously there's ladders on either side for climbing. They're like part of the actual podium. It's not like something that you have to worry about falling over or something that you can detach. They're just rungs built into the side of the wood spokes. And other than that, like around the arena, there's really not much else. This platform is made of like a solid wood material, but the surrounding pit kind of almost has like a dirt to it. It's just like basically like less finely ground sand. It's basically like a baseball type dirt, if you get what I'm saying.
Right.
But that's about it.
Okay. Peter's going to yell out at the other hags. Just like saying what are you trying to accomplish here, you disgusting prunes? Like what exactly are you trying to? What is with all these kids and all these kidnappings? Yeah. Just like threatening them, just trying to get an explanation. I like that clown laugh.
Yeah. Ironically, the hags kind of cackle at your almost like bravado that you seem to kind of be putting on when speaking with them. Very confrontational right off the bat. And they start to like mutter to each other, and you can, since they're muttering, it's a little harder to understand what they're saying, and like you kind of hear that they're not quite speaking purely common. They'll like mutter to each other, and then you'll hear key phrases like, "He wants to know what we're up to, and we don't owe him any explanation." And just kind of, they're listening to you, but they're not really addressing you. They're kind of speaking amongst themselves. And I forgot to also reestablish, but I mentioned this the first time, there is like a cauldron type pot that they are standing next to. And that's where you're seeing like a lot of this energy kind of like being funneled down into. It literally looks like, if I had to describe it, you are watching almost like a dark fog or almost like a dark smoke kind of being pulled in from that light source in the ceiling, and it's like drifting down into this pot, and the pot is like crackling with this like blue lightning, the same kind of lightning that you saw right before they cast whatever spell made all of you fall into that maze. So they acknowledged your question, but they didn't really answer you. They talked amongst themselves about it and then like ignored you. Marin, did you figure out your spell?
Yeah, I'm casting invisibility, not greater invisibility.
Oh, okay.
Which was my bad when I was leveling. Um,
That's fine.
I just wrote the wrong thing in the wrong place. It lasts an hour to answer the
Okay.
question.
Okay, that's like that is plenty o' time.
Yeah.
So you do this, and the boy disappears in your arms. You can still feel the weight of him pressed against your. Are you carrying him piggyback style, or more like front?
I think I was carrying him. Wait. No, I think I was just holding his hand.
You're just holding his hand. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, then you
I
can
remember
still
correctly.
feel his like grip on your hand. When he sees you kind of cast something towards him, you feel his grip tighten. And you feel kind of like what feels like his shoulder push against you. But since you can no longer really see his face, you don't quite know what emotion he's trying to express as he can't vocalize it. What are you doing from there with him? Are you leaving him in this like hallway?
No.
Are you okay?
I'm gonna try to like huddle down to get to like vaguely his level so I can whisper.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's up there, but you're going to have to. And you need. Oh, fuck. You need to find a safe place to hide as fast as.
Quick question for the party: is Wiz cutting in and out for anyone else? Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I was just going out a bit.
I was just about to comment on
I
that.
paused a lot in that as well.
Yeah, I know, but the end of your sentences keep dropping off. Maybe just keep your like microphone mic a little closer to your mouth so it doesn't.
Okay.
Because Discord is good about trying to keep outside noise out, but it also does that to like your own microphone. So, but yeah, I got like what you said. I just like wanted to make sure from now on I could hear all of what you were saying completely.
Yeah.
The you don't really get a response. Because this boy doesn't. Does he can't really tell he's invisible, I assume, because he can see himself.
No. Well.
Like, I think if he tried to look at his hand, he'd see his own hand. I don't think there's going to be specificities about that. But, for the sake of progressing the narrative right now, you don't really get a response. One, because he can't vocally say anything, and two, he doesn't really understand entirely what you've cast on him. So
No one will be able to see you.
presumably he's like nodding or something, and just doesn't really know that you can't see him nodding. But you feel again his like hand kind of is like tightened on you, and you feel his other hand kind of come around and like.
I don't know if that picked up. I said no one can see you.
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay.
He still like kind of grips your hand with both of his hands, and squeezes it a little. It's like his only way of being able to kind of reassure you that like he understands.
Morse code via hand squeezes.
Yeah, exactly. And so what would you like to do past that? Are you going out? Are you sending him out first?
No. No. Oof. I'm gonna not hold his hand, but I'm gonna put my hand against his hand so that it looks like I'm just having my hand at my side,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, he tries to,
I like, I hand hug him. I hold like his hand with my thumb.
okay.
Um,
You feel his hand, like, curl around your hand,
okay.
but it doesn't...
And then I walk up, but I like try to stay in front of him.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, hold on one sec. Pulls up some stats.
Uh-oh, is it time?
Not yet.
I grab my
You'll
boy.
know.
Oh, I hear rolling. That's not
That
good.
wasn't. It's okay.
No, that was her.
Don't worry
computer.
about it. No, I rolled the dice.
Oh, never mind.
But don't worry about it. Actually, I guess I technically have to do that. Okay. Are they different? A little. So, Marin, you emerge from this hallway and are met with the same scene that Peter sees. Peter is standing a little bit in front of you. He's made his way fully out of the door and has now engaged verbally with this coven. But you do see Cecilia kind of... She's clutching something in her hands that is fleshy, just like how the hags have flesh hanging off of their claws and from their gnarly teeth as they grin in your direction. You see all of their eyes, like, in sync shift from their attention from Peter to yours. Cecilia's obviously doesn't. She's not really looking at you guys. She's looking at what's in her hands. But it's... obviously it's the same kind of deal beforehand, as she's blind. So even if she's not directly looking at you, you can kind of make that assumption that she is listening to what's happening, and just kind of... her body posture is very hunched and almost like... her demeanor almost seems animalistic at this point. She's not making any sudden movements. She's basically made herself as small as possible and is hunched over Gunby's body, holding this fleshy thing in her hand. And now the hags are all looking at you, and they start kind of muttering amongst themselves, but you can't understand what they're saying.
Mm-hmm. Are they still not really acknowledging or answering back?
Not to you, Peter. They're kind of it almost seems like they're waiting for something.
What were you gonna say, Wiz? Wiz?
I cast message.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Who are you messaging?
Cecilia.
Okay.
And she should... I mean, we talked enough that she should recognize my voice regardless.
Yeah.
I say, I thought we were the same. And that's it.
As you say that, her head kind of like... this is the first time she's made... Peter, this is the first time you've seen it too. This is the first time she's made any kind of like movement from her initial posture. So you see, as soon as you cast this message, her head kind of like snaps up, and she almost like looks around as if she can't tell where the voice came from. Obviously, like, it was from inside her own mind, but it almost seems as if she's looking around like she can't really gauge what her surroundings are.
Did she say anything back to me?
You don't know. She doesn't seem to coherently respond to your message in any sort of way except for her physical response to it.
She left you on red.
She left me on red.
She did. She left you on red.
Marin wasn't particularly looking for a response.
Yeah, no,
It was
she.
worth an ask.
Yeah, the only
Since she
reaction you
technically
get
can.
from her is her physical response.
Well, Peter is getting a bit impatient, and so he kind of just like stamps his little halfling foot down, and he's just like, "Fine, if you don't answer to me, you'll answer for your crimes." And as he begins to play on his fiddle, he casts Phantasmal Force.
Okay.
Ooh, I was just
Weird.
looking up the big boy version of that spell.
Oh, the big boy version of that spell. Right.
Has
Oh, that's a long description. I just pulled it up in the. I
That's
should
okay.
put that. I should put that in spells chat. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But anyways, the illusion that I would like to create is I wanted to make like a bunch of like wispy like kind of ghost figures, but they all look like remember how you describe? I forgot exactly how to describe it. Like when we first met our boy, he was he had like the mask on and like we're carrying like knives.
Yes.
And like we also found like other chests filled with like other like masks and knives.
Yes.
Similarly for other children. So I wanted to make little ghosts of all these children brandishing
Okay.
masks and knives, approaching them
Okay,
and
so
to answer for their crimes.
I will let you play with that. Normally, this spell only lets you craft like a single entity.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just make one boy.
I mean, no, you can,
One
but
boy.
I'll let you do the little army of children. We'll say you can conjure about 3, because we'll say 3 boys stacked on top of each other would make it like a. We'll just say that'd make around like a 10-foot cube. So yeah, I'll let you have 3 little figures.
Little 3 little boys.
Emulating these children that you saw in the maze below. Are they in the illusion? Are they armed? As well?
Yeah. I was gonna hold it. They were brandishing similar blades.
Okay, so
I mean, it doesn't really matter because either way, the only damage the victims would take would be 1d6 psychic. So it's not like the illusions will like physically attack them. It's more just like
I'm just
threatening
getting
illusion.
a mind picture of what this looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make the intelligence saving throw real quick.
I'm
Oops.
hoping hags don't really have high ends.
The first one got a 10.
Oh, awesome. Okay, fail.
Oh, I just punched the wall. That's fine. The second one got an 8.
Okay.
The last one got a nat 20. So.
Oh, awesome. Head honcho.
2 of the hags seem to kind of like it's almost as if they move like as a hive mind in some cases. So when you create this visual illusion, 2 of the hags quickly in sync shift down to look at these advancing children. Their mouths still kind of trickling that dark, like bloody substance as they have. It's interesting. Their grins seem almost familiar. It has the same kind of unsettling appearance to them. And you see them kind of like almost reach out towards the illusion, but one hag, for the first time since you've encountered them, you notice this hag has not moved with its sisters, and it has locked eyes with you, Peter, Give me 1 second because I scrolled away from the right thing. There we go. What is the... There we go. Okay. Of course, the one, like... Y'all, I have so many tabs up for spell shit right now, it's like... paging through a digital grimoire. Okay, okay, so I have to do this.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh my god, I'm a dumb bitch.
Yeah?
No, you're not.
There it is. Well, no, he's not, but...
Peter, does your, what's your AC?
Oh, my AC, 16.
16? Okay.
Mhm.
Alright. You meet the eyes of this hag, and you almost feel like that exhaustion that's been weighing on you this whole time that kind of waned for a moment when you saw the mutilated body of your friend in the scene in front of you. That almost like filled you with a burst of adrenaline. But as you make eye contact with this hag, she kind of extends like a hand out towards you, and you suddenly feel like this weight of exhaustion hit you. And it's almost like you can't resist it.
Mm.
Like all of a sudden you just feel like drained. And that's all you can really feel. The other hags are watching your illusion but have not made any action to be hostile. So actually, Nyx is gonna come up. Mare, did you establish whether or not you've left this little hallway
Yes,
with your
I
boy?
said I
You
did.
You walked. Okay, so that's right. You've seen the. So hold on. I have to make a stealth check for your boy.
You should have advantage, right?
Is that part of the invisibility thing? I mean, it
well,
should
they can't
be, but
see him.
yeah,
So
I'll roll with advantage.
I always assumed that,
Good thing, because the second roll was a nat 1, so we'll get the first one.
I always assumed, invisibility was, an automatic... No, hold on. I'm reading up the condition right now. Impossible to see what the
It's going to contest. Alright, so luckily, Marin, you feel kind of like an absence, like body heat basically, like move away from you, and
he was holding my
you feel,
hand, so I
yeah,
assume
you
he
feel
lets go.
his, as I was gonna say, you feel his hand release yours. Out of the corner of your eye, you can kind of pick up on it, only because you know you're kind of like acutely aware to see where he's running off to.
Mm-hmm.
And you see footprints kind of appear in the soft sand that is surrounding this platform. But luckily enough, it doesn't seem as if the hags were particularly interested or paying attention to their surroundings, as two of them are currently occupied by illusion, and the other one is making dead eye contact and pointing at your teammate. You kind of look over at Peter and notice that as this hag extends her hand towards him, it almost seems as if he, like, slumps a little bit, He's still standing. He's not like asleep or falling asleep or anything like that, but he just seems to kind of go from this like confident stance to almost like a hunched, like haggard look to him.
Great.
Suddenly you hear, "What the actual fuck is happening?" from behind you as Nyx walks out of the hallway from behind you. Jez, you're the only one who would have seen this because you were behind him, but he has laid the unconscious. Is she still unconscious? I'm pretty sure she is.
Yes.
Yes, she was.
The unconscious girl. He's actually laid her in the hall because he has no means of hiding her. And he has placed kind of like some kind of like cloak fabric over her to kind of obscure her as much as he possibly can, but she's not like down in the hallway. She's right there near the entrance, but like he's not gonna bring her out here in this arena.
Sure.
So she's kind of like laying on the stair next to you, Jez.
All right.
And Marin, you immediately feel like a heat from behind you as Nyx's entire arm goes up in flames, and he looks like pissed beyond belief as he realizes who these hags have been feasting upon. And you hear kind of this like deep, unearthly growl kind of emanate from inside him. You haven't, like, you've heard this before. It's kind of the sound that he used to make when he was putting on a show for people who came to see, like, the beast, quote unquote. So this isn't something that, like, is new. But, he looks entirely, like, ready to fight immediately. But before I continue that narrative, Jez, what would you like to do in this situation?
Just probably. Ooh, hello. Just probably follows Nyx out of the tunnel. Probably behind the very large tiefling. Oh, holy crap! I just blanked on her name again. It begins with a C.
Cecilia.
I was closer today. I was going with Cornelia. It's still wrong.
Oh my god. It literally means blind, Matt. It's literally a name that means blind.
Look, I don't know why I keep forgetting her name. It's fine.
Okay, what about her?
Is she still next to our late compatriot holding something?
She's hunched over his body holding a fleshy, like, dripping object.
Okay. God, these girls are loud. Sorry, guys.
I literally can't hear them, so don't worry. All I hear is clown laughter and start this music.
Okay. I have 2 questions then. I lied. I have 3 questions then. First of all, how far away from them are we?
The entrance of the trapdoor that you are emerging from is about 15 feet away from the scene of the hags featuring Cecilia.
Okay. So maybe I won't be able to see this, but is she wearing one of those necklace things that the other children were wearing?
Make a perception check.
Oh, shit. Okay. Don't fail me now, dice. That's not bad. Perception. 20, math. 24? 24.
24?
Yeah.
Okay. it's difficult to see just because of how she's hunched.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as Marin, you don't really know this, but as soon as Marin had cast message, she started looking around.
Yes.
And when she kind of broke that hunched posture, you can notice that there's definitely like a recognizable glint of something hanging around her neck.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yes. You catch the glint of a necklace.
Okay. And my final question.
Yes.
Can I identify what the thing is, what body part she has collected? I have an idea, but I should get hard facts.
Going off of your original perception check and kind of your own understanding of dead things, like Jez's, not your personal one. It's very clear that like this is one of the vital organs because like it's been kind of torn apart. It's not entirely recognizable.
Okay.
But it is either like it literally can be like one of three things. It's either a liver, a heart, or a lung. It's one of those.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like vital organs.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
And can I? She's in the center of them, or is she slightly to one side of them?
She's like they are standing around her. So there is a hag behind her and to her left and right because they are all gathered around Gunby's body, like feasting on him.
Oh, they were all doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought they moved away towards, like, just a little bit towards.
The other. Oh, that's true. The two hags that were the one behind her and the one to her right, or yeah, her left, your guys is right. Those are the ones that kind of like. They did move a little bit away from her, because they have been attracted by Peter's
thing.
Illusionary children.
Can we see those, by the way?
What?
Can the party see those? Is that just
everyone can see them, right, Peter? Or is it just a illusion directed towards their mind?
Let me read the description again.
Oh, in the mind of a creature. So no, you can't see them.
Oh yeah, no one else sees them.
Okay, so they just kind of sort of moved?
So, as far as you know, these hags are just advancing towards Peter.
Yeah.
And I'm tired.
That's sleepy. Peter, mid-battle, I take nap right here.
I take nap now. What a mood. Can Jez, so you know that thing where you like very slowly step to one side and like very, very slowly move in a direction?
Yeah.
Jez is gonna start doing that towards Cecilia. But like
okay, so is Jez trying to like stealth towards her?
I guess.
Because you're not trying to draw the attention of the hags that are walking toward Peter, right?
Yeah.
It's funny because all the hags are supposedly focused on Peter because two of them are walking towards him and one of them is in dead eye contact with him.
Yeah.
You would have to pass in front of the one that's making eye contact with Peter. So I'm not entirely like...
Ooh.
The stealth check is going to have to be kind of high if you're just going to make a beeline for Cecilia. Unless you're going to try and like... There's no cover here.
Yeah.
At least on this platform. Like, hypothetically, the only cover you could really get from it right now is if you climb to the top of the platform and get on the platform. Because there's nothing else in this arena. So, if you, like, skirted around the edge of the platform, you could, in theory, jump down from the platform and try to come up on the other side. But you'd have to make a stealth check, and it would have to beat their perception check.
Maybe I would do that then.
Okay.
That's fine. I'll come back at that again later. Maybe when things are more when I might be at less of a disadvantage. Then I guess Jez is just gonna hang for the moment because these hags have made no movement towards them.
Okay. So now that the entire party has established what their initial reactions were, I'm going to
Real quick, I did forget to say as I was like fussing over spell shit. Marin does look like he's gonna just puke at any second.
Okay.
Just
Good.
wanted to throw that out there.
Duly noted. Make a Constitution save.
Fuck. God damn it. Fucking.
Hey, babe, you can't get upset about this. You literally.
12. Marin, you feel definite like wooziness. It's kind of like disorienting to you for a second. You don't really snap out of it until you feel like the fire that's like pretty much 5 inches away from you to your left, where Nyx has ignited his arm. Until you hear him yell and ignite his arm, you kind of like stand there almost like dizzy. But thankfully the heat from the fire kind of snaps you back to your senses, and you can now take in kind of the scene that's unfolding in front of you, aka the hags advancing towards Peter and Cecilia kind of dazedly looking around.
Okay.
You guys, as the rest of you emerge from this, you hear kind of like a slow creaking sound, and the door to the trapdoor shuts. There's no like locking sound. So it doesn't sound like the girl that has been left there is trapped there forever or anything like that. But it does kind of fall after all of you emerge from it. Nyx glances over his shoulder to see it and kind of shoots you a panicky kind of glance, Jez, before he directs his attention back to the hags in front of them. And you all kind of simultaneously, as you absorb the scene in front of you, feel this dread growing in your chest again. It's the same sensation that you felt when all of you were outside the tent. It's what Peter felt when he first kind of looked into the darkness that was surrounding him. But it's a kind of feeling of total isolation. There's no signs of life around you. There's no even indication that this arena that you're currently standing in is part of the same plane of existence that you were on before. And that's not me saying it's a separate plane. It feels detached from reality. It's almost haunting how deadly the silence is in here. All you can hear is the never-ending kind of chittering that comes out of these hags as they talk to each other, and the kind of heavy, hurried breaths of Cecilia. And did anybody... Peter, you're a bit closer to the hags, right? You said you kind of approached them a little bit?
Yeah, like I stepped forward.
So as you stepped forward, you could... Let's say you moved forward like maybe 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So they're now about 10 feet away from you. The hags advancing towards you are about 5 feet actually at this point. You can hear kind of like more clearly Cecilia's breathing, and it almost sounds like stuttered. Like she's panicking or crying. She's not making like sobbing sounds. It's not the same kind of crying that she was emulating when she lured Gunby to her and took him.
Mm.
This is genuinely like a hushed, almost like panic sound. But she doesn't look at you. Obviously she is looking around, but has paid no mind to you. She has not acknowledged any of you as you approached. Even after you yelled, Peter, even after Nyx yelled, she has not made any sign that she is aware that you're even there.
Nice. Okay. So do I still feel like that weight of exhaustion like still
Yeah.
weighing down on me?
Yep.
The hags are still approaching me.
Yeah, there is a hag that is looking directly at you with its hand extended towards you, and then the hags are creeping towards you as you cast these illusionary children.
Peter's going to draw his rapier, but it's kind of like sloppy because he's just like just feels all of a sudden like he's just sleepy, he's just real tired, and so he's trying to like pull out the rapier and just like pointing it at her, trying to like in a threatening way to like keep her distance. Like, so you guys don't think we won't do anything? Sorry. After we come this far, yeah, he's just like.
You and your friends made a mistake coming here. Did you really think you could save them? You're just like them. Children lost in these woods. But don't worry. You're at Granny's house now.
Oh, get
and
the.
we'll be very sure to take excellent care of all of you. And she brings up it's like a large staff, and she bangs it against the ground, and a dark wave of black energy starts to emanate from that point, and it kind of emerges in almost like bubble-like formation from where she has placed her staff. It overtakes you, Peter, it overtakes the rest of the party, and then it completely encases the platform in the center up to be very specific, it's a 60-foot radius, so diameter-wise, almost overtakes the entire arena, but leaves the edge kind of unaffected. And I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Big money, Marin.
Ha! Ha! Nyx rolled a nat 1.
Oh no.
Well, I rolled a 10.
I rolled a 14.
Well, guys, I got a 22.
Thank God Jez has Constitution.
Oh,
wait, yeah.
No, I just rolled okay for once on Constitution. It's fine.
Did you say 14, Peter?
Yeah, 14.
Okay, let me just double check.
Am I gonna puke again? I've already picked up one lunch today.
No, you're not gonna puke again. I don't think you have any puke left in you, buddy. Okay, so you... Yeah, good call. Drop those in the dice roll chat. Fuck, I technically have to make a saving throw for the child that is not the child that you charmed, Marin. Okay. Oh God. Okay. Give me one moment. I have to do some rolling. Whoops. All right. D6s.
Think you roll enough d6s there? Oh.
There we go. Okay. Is there any? Do they get a attack modifier? No. Okay. Marin and Nyx. As soon as this kind of bubble encases you in this dark energy, you just feel like that sense of dread, like, multiplies tenfold, and you feel like this horrible, like, it's almost like an internal pain, it feels like, and you take 29 points of necrotic damage.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god.
Everyone
How
else, you take half, so you are taking
Oh my god.
15 points of necrotic damage.
What the fuck?
I think I told this to Wiz, but there will be no bars.
No hold
in
bars.
this, that halved Nyx's health.
I have 13 hit points. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Well,
Good thing you took that healing spell, right, Peter?
yeah, in fact,
Oh,
I can do
no.
one better than just healing word. Hold on.
Well, I'm gonna need
How
everyone
much
to roll
was that?
initiative.
How much was that halved?
Halved it was 15.
Oh wait, no. Okay, no, I just have healing word. Okay, 15. Oh, jeez.
Okay. I need to make a constitution save. But I have advantage on that because I took a feat level 8. Oh, bad Marin. Bad Marin. Okay.
That's the second one.
How long has it been since the boy left? Before
Since
I
the
roll
boy?
this, give me a little peace of mind.
Oh, the boy is out of range. He's sitting at the edge of the arena. That's where you saw like the footprints kind of lead. He just kind of ran to the base of the platform and is sitting at the edge of it.
Did it seem like he hid? Because I told him to hide.
There's nothing to hide behind here.
Fuck.
It's literally
Alright,
an open.
Marin.
It's an open field,
Alright, Marin.
and then there's 2 platforms. So you saw footsteps lead towards the side where there's a post.
Okay.
So he's sitting next to the post, and he's out of range of this field of energy.
Okay.
So there's your
rolled a
peace
6
of mind.
on 1. Fuck.
I got
Okay,
this,
this
guys.
is 5. I lose concentration.
Oh,
So is the spell no longer active?
Nope.
Alrighty. You see one of the hags kind of, the one that, looked at Peter, you see their gaze kind of snap sideways, and your gaze follows instinctually as well, as the boy kind of manifests again out of the corner of your eye. He's curled up in a ball, kind of doing his best to hide behind this post, but the post doesn't really have, like, a gap behind it. So he's just kind of curled up next to it. But the hag seems to look at him and then look back at you guys, and you guys are all gonna roll initiative.
Awesome.
Hell yeah, Nyx. Why are all your good rolls on initiative? I hate you so much.
I got a nat 20.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Fucking.
God.
Oh wait, no. Okay, I'm really
Love
glad
it.
I found. I'm really glad I remember this. I rolled a 1 on my initiative, but I'm lucky with halfling, which lets me reroll that once.
Oh yeah.
I can finally remember to use that now.
Oh, thank God.
So something better, hopefully, this time. Yeah, much better. 17.
17, okay. Alrighty. Oh, we tied. What is your what is your dexterity bonus?
Oh, +6.
+6? Okay,
Yeah.
you go before me. Alright, we got Marin. We got Peter. Oh no, just kidding. We got Jez. I can't read. Marin, Jez, Peter, and Nyx. Y'all rolled really well on initiative. Now I gotta roll initiative for the hags. Let's see how this goes. Scroll. Please.
Oh, for Phantasmal Force. Phantasmal Force was also a concentration, so do I have to make a Constitution check for that as well?
If yeah, you took damage, so that might
Yeah.
break your concentration, so go for it.
Okay. I forget exactly what I have to beat when it comes to concentrations.
It's half of the damage, or 10, whichever's higher.
Okay, so half the damage.
And
Okay,
you
so
took
10.
half.
Half the damage. Well, you only took half damage, so it's gonna be like an 8 for you. You just have to be an 8.
Okay.
You have to beat a 10.
Oh, whichever is
Oh,
higher.
it's high. Yeah, sorry, whichever's higher.
Okay. Let's go, little Phantom Boys. Don't fail me. Awesome. Okay, that's 19. That's fine. Whew.
Alright, give me 1 second. I'm still rolling initiative for the hags. Oh my god, and they did so poorly. So you're lucky.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah?
Our proficiency bonus bumped up. Didn't it?
Yeah, it should be at +4 now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it should be.
Excellent.
Oh man, I love having Jack of all trades, where I can just add half my proficiency bonus to everything, including initiative, which means my initiative now is a +7.
Sorry, I have to pull up my feet just so I know exactly how to properly utilize my feet.
I'd like to.
Your feetsies.
My feetsies. Oh, look, it says right here I walk on them. Thank you, Nat.
It's funny.
Okay.
It's so good.
So. Alright, here we go. First up in the order is Marin. Oh, wait. Yep, still Marin. Go for it. I just had to forgot an initiative roll.
Sorry.
You're good.
Okay. Well, the good thing about losing concentration is that frees up my ability to cast things. Because, a lot of my things are concentration, huh? Okay, I'm going to... Does there seem to be one hag in particular that's leading? Or not really?
There's the one that cast whatever spell did all that damage to you guys.
Okay.
That's the one like on the far. Well, so they're kind of standing in a line of 3. It would be the one on the left.
So
That one's still. I mean, because you haven't advanced, so it's 15 feet away from you. The other hags are about 10 feet away from you.
perfect.
But they're distracted.
I guess Merritt's gonna stumble that last hit, and stand back up straighter, and say something almost incomprehensible, in another language, and she needs to make a dex save.
Okay. Give me 1 hot second. I'm going to just quickly jot down HP stats because I forgot about that. Okay, there we go. A dex save. Let's see here. That was a 7.
Yeah, no, that doesn't beat.
Shocking.
So this hag goes up in flames.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 2 sets of dice with. I only have 1 set of dice with me. So bear with me as I roll this d6 8 times.
Gotta love ye old fireball.
It's not fireball.
Oh, it's not fireball? I thought it was.
Mm-mm.
What are you casting again?
I'm casting immolation.
Oh.
Fireball just seems like a bad choice overall. Tastes like regrets.
Yeah, when you said 8d6, I instantly thought of fireball.
Okay. Let me do math. Sorry. She takes 27 points of fire damage,
Okay.
and she is wreathed in flames. She is
Okay.
on fire. At the end of
Okay.
her turn, she can make a saving throw. But she'll take more damage on a fail save.
Okay.
Spell ends on a successful one. These magical flames cannot be extinguished by non-magical means. If the damage from the spell kills a target, the target is turned to ash.
Okay, it can't be extinguished by non-magical means, is what that said?
Yes.
Okay. How many points of damage was it?
27. Big 27.
Alright. Please, calculator. I'm just gonna stop trying to do mental math in this session because, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Alrighty. Is that your entire turn, or are you gonna take any movement? Is what I'm trying to say.
No, I'm not moving.
Okay. Then it is Jess's turn.
Or actually, I'm sorry. How close are we? We're like 15 feet away.
You're
I'll
15
back up.
feet away. You'll back up? Okay.
Yeah.
How many feet are you backing up?
I'll back up like another 15 feet.
Okay, that's gonna take you off the platform, just to let you know. You're standing on the you're standing on the yeah, you're standing on the edge of the platform. They're in the middle of the platform. This platform's only about 30 feet across.
Right.
So they kind of, if you're gonna stay on the platform, you're that you're like as far back as you can be.
I'll stay where I am.
Okay.
Just as another note,
Mm-hmm.
the burning target sheds bright light, a 30-foot radius, and dim light for an additional 30 feet.
Okay.
She's very on fire.
Yeah. So you cast the spell, and up from under this hag's feet, just flames erupt and wreath her in agonizing flames. She screeches almost like an unearthly sound. It doesn't sound human even remotely. And she starts to kind of thrash in the fire, trying to naturally extinguish it, but obviously it's not going to work. Despite the fact that she's radiating this light, it's not quite. You guys aren't fighting in darkness. Like, there is a unnatural light coming down from the ceiling that's illuminating the arena. But outside of that, there's still no, like, nothing is breaking through the darkness that is, like, obscuring everything that's outside of this arena. So, she just is enveloped in flames, and you hear her horrific screams of terror kind of ring. It's almost jarring because it seems like when she screams, they're immediately reverberated back at you as if you're in a container of some sort. And they're piercing, so you almost have to kind of cover your ears for a moment. But she is, from henceforth, currently on fire. And that is the end of Marin's turn, so it is Jez's turn.
I guess seeing that this works, fire does damage, Jez is gonna take a leaf out of Marin's book. And also cast a fire-based spell. They're gonna cast a spell called Wall of Fire, which creates fire.
Thank you, that. Do I have to roll a save,
Sorry.
or you roll an attack?
It creates, so they're gonna create like a ring around one of, I think they're still clustered around Cecilia, if I am not incorrect.
2 of them are 5 feet away in front of her, and the one that's currently on fire is the to her.
Which one cast whatever on Peter? Is that the one that's on fire?
Yeah, it's also the one that's on fire. That's the one that's the only one that's actually, like, attacked yet.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna go.
The other 2 are distracted by Peter's illusion.
That's fine. The other one that's 5 feet away from where she originally was.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna cast this on this one, and make
which one?
Circular wall of fire that goes 20 feet high and is 1 foot thick. And she has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, are you casting this because there's 2 that are 5 feet ahead? Are you casting this on the one that's in the middle or the one that's on the right side?
The one that's not
the one
on
that's
fire.
in the middle. There's 2 that are not on fire.
Yeah. The one that was 5 feet ahead but not on fire.
There's 2 that are 5 feet ahead and not on fire.
Oh, I thought they were. I thought one of them.
They advanced together because they're both currently pursuing Peter's illusions. Which you don't know. So there's 2 hags. There's one that looks like the one that's on fire that is walking towards Peter, and then there's one that seems slightly smaller than the others. And she is kind of like, she looks almost like she's the rattiest of the 3. Like, she just has like this enormous hunch in her back and like a bunch of like kind of bulbous, seemingly blisters covering her skin. And her face is really gnarled and tight. And she is basically wearing, like, a very ratty-looking, dress type thing. But she's a little bit smaller than the one that looks like the one that's on fire.
Okay. I thought the one that was on fire was one of the 2 that was in front. In that case...
No.
I'm gonna try and set them both on fire, and my circle is gonna go around both of them.
Okay.
And they both have to make dexterity saving throws.
Alrighty.
I don't
Here
remember.
we go. More dexterity.
Yeah.
Boom. Alright, let's see. I can't see. That's a 15.
They fail. I have to beat a 16.
And then there's a second one. Oh no, that one was an 11. So they both fail.
And at this point, I have to deal 5d8 fire damage.
Roll them bones.
On one side of the wall. Sorry, there was an extra thing that I was trying to figure out.
You're good.
And let me see if I definitely have 5d8. Hold on, just a second. 3.
Oh, nice.
I just if I can get one more, I'll be happy. There you go. Here's a purple one. Alright. 8, 12, 15, 21, and another 8. So 29 points of fire damage.
29 points?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a second. Math.
I rolled
Here we
several
go.
8s and I'm proud of myself.
That's really good. Alright, so we have minus... I'm sorry, 28 points you said, right?
No, 29.
29, okay.
Yeah,
I literally forgot in like the 2 seconds
that's okay.
it took my brain to erase a number. Thank God for whiteboards. They're saving my goddamn life. Okay. Alrighty. Here we go, fam. It is now Peter's turn. Unless Jez wants to move.
No, I'm good. Where I am,
Alrighty.
you know.
So you guys watch as Jez kind of... Is it a wall or a ring?
In this case, it's a ring. It can be a wall, but I made it a ring.
Okay,
Because
so
it
you
says
watch...
I can make it a ring.
Okay. You guys watch as Jez kind of makes almost like a circle-like gesture with their hands and kind of thrusts them towards the 2 remaining hags. Peter, these hags that were now just advancing towards you are separated from you as they are completely encased in fire, thanks to your party. So you are now currently looking at Cecilia, who is kind of looking around like absent-mindedly.
Silly little child. Well, the first thing I'm gonna do is for my action, I'm gonna cast my new level 5 spell, Mass Cure Wounds.
Hell
Which is
yeah.
a great opportunity for this. So I get to choose up to 6 creatures in a 30-foot radius sphere. Each regain hit points equal to 3d8 plus my spellcasting modifier. Okay, so obviously I'm going to be talking all 4 of us. Was the child harmed at all? Our sweet boy
No,
who
he
is
was
invisible.
outside of the.
The sweet boy was not harmed, but the girl who is under the trapdoor was knocked unconscious.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll also target her too, so that's 5.
Okay.
So this is going to be 3d8. Oh, nice. Okay. That is 5, 10, 16 plus my charisma modifier, which is also 5. So 21 HP back to all 5 of us.
Bless.
Yeah.
Peter.
And then is anyone else still pretty injured? Is anyone else still pretty injured?
I'm at
hold on.
45. 45 out of 53, so I'm good.
What about you guys?
21.
Yeah, 21.
I'm at 34 out of the max 42.
42. Okay, and then as my bonus action, I will give you healing word because healing word is bonus action, so that's pretty good.
Hell yeah.
But it's only a D4 plus my spellcasting modifier, so that's okay. So that's an additional 7 for you.
Oh my god.
28 total. This is all while Peter is like playing on his fiddle to the tune of "Burning Ring of Fire" by Johnny Cash. If anyone knows that song.
My god. Hold on.
Peter's
Legendary.
Aaron hates this song, but Peter's getting a fucking smooch if they make it out of this alive.
Hold on a second.
Hmm?
Holy shit.
Oh god.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, that's my yeah, I used healing word as my bonus action, and so that's it. I mean, I could move, but I think I'll stay put for where I am.
Okay. Guys, if you could see my fucking tabs right now, there's literally like 50 of them.
Big mood.
I'm losing my goddamn mind.
Big DM mood. I feel you.
Alrighty, so Peter, you basically buffed your party with your turn, which is awesome. Would you like to take any kind of movement? Or would you like to stay?
I think I will stay put after dishing out some healing.
Hell yeah, no backing down from this party.
I don't know. Fuck. And then I almost forgot though. Phantasmal Force does do damage on my turn. I reread the description. It looks like Phantasmal Force is actually only a single target because it just says of a creature, so I'm assuming a single target.
Okay.
So I mean, I guess we could just retcon it that only one of those two.
Yeah, I mean they're both enwreathed in flames still, so it doesn't make a huge difference right now.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, whichever one I guess you decide gets an additional 1d6 psychic damage.
Okay.
These little children just run through the fire and just smack them.
Wait, should I fucking? Hold on a second. Do I have? Literally can't remember how to use half these bots that I have.
Oh, that's so loud. Jesus.
We're gonna get flagged
down.
copyright.
I know. I'll turn it off. Oh god, it was good though.
That's enough of that.
That was the entire six seconds of Peter's turn.
Yeah, somehow little trumpet sounds come out of my viol.
I tried to look for a violin, it didn't exist. Shockingly.
Wow.
God, I wonder
That's
why.
unfortunate. That happened.
With that is the end of Peter's turn, which means it's Nyx's turn. Holy shit. No, go away. Go away. I accidentally opened a homework thing. God, no. Hello, where are all of my tabs? Thank you. The amount of fucking things. So Nyx makes a sound, and lunges forward, and he is going to, he's going to use his Unforgiving Slash. He's actually going to just straight up, run towards the one that, oh wait, hold on, I have to do that damage to the hag. Duh. How much was it? Peter? How much damage did you do to the extra hag?
Oh, 1d6, which I will roll right now. 5.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Nyx makes a fucking beeline for the ring of fire that you've just created, Jez, and he can still see smaller hag kind of through it, and he just basically lashes his claw through the fire, which doesn't affect him as his hand is currently on fire, so it really doesn't make a difference to him. everyone going in on these fire attacks here.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, right. He really bad. He really bad at attacking. He seems to kind of reach through and whiff, but he just immediately like brings his hand back up and goes for it again. That time he did better, but it does not. He reaches towards the smaller hag, and it seems like he like it at first it seems like he got her, but when his hand comes just has like bits of fabric kind of lodged on claws, and they kind of disintegrate from his hand. And he looks furious. And that's the end of his turn. So he's standing directly next to that hag now. And we're gonna move on to the next turn. Okay, here comes. First up is the hag that is on fire. What does she have to do? To Marin. Sorry, they're all on fire. I forgot the one that Marin cast. Make it on fire.
I figured. She has to make another dex save.
Dex save, okay. Ooh, that one was better. Let's see. Oh no, did I accidentally... I did. I'm a fool. I accidentally closed a thing. There we go. It's back
at
up.
the end.
No worries.
At the end of each of its turns.
Well, it's the only thing it can really do, right? Because it's on fire. Well...
no, she can still do things.
That's true, actually.
I think it gets in the way of concentration. But otherwise...
So... she is going to cast... Let's see how big this is. I'm a fucking... Guys, I'm so stupid. It's a disease.
It's okay, 20. We walk away.
You see her reach up, and a cold blast emerges from her hands, and extinguishes the fire as it is a spell. And as soon as that douses the fire around her, it explodes out from around her. The platform underneath everyone's feet becomes almost icy to the touch, and I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
And another one.
Here we go again.
Gonna be a lot of those.
Does her spell explicitly say it puts out magical flame?
It doesn't. It doesn't specify. It's a very like simple spell.
Oh, nat 20. Let's go.
What was her
There you
save
go.
then?
Oh, here, let me make the save.
Oh, what
A
fire does
dex?
she put out then? Yeah, it's a dex save.
Does a 18 beat your saving thing? So the fire goes out as she makes this entire arena basically a giant ice skating rink. Peter, you save. Let me roll for Nyx. Nyx is incompetent, so no. Holy shit. 2 of you got nat 20s?
Let's go, Jez. Let's fucking go.
I also got a nat 20.
Oh my
and
god!
I can
Oh my
prove
god!
it.
Oh my god!
Did you get a nat 20?
Yeah, I got a nat 20.
Let's go.
So Nyx falls on his ass and everyone else.
Oh my
I guess I technically have to make a save for the kid. Oh, that's good. That's better. Okay.
Fucking go!
Alrighty.
Man, all three of us getting that 20. That's
Alrighty. You guys
pretty
are gonna
good.
take half damage. So give me a second. I have to roll 8. Hold on, I really need to like have a count. Okay. So, Marin, you watch as, well, I guess everyone watches because Nyx is technically standing in front of all of you, ran forward. You watch as he gets like, actually, is this? No, okay, it's not that. Okay. He gets almost like not blown to the fact that he like actually moves, but he gets hit almost dead on with a blast of this cold energy, and his arm goes out as he kind of like crumples away from the effect of it. He's gonna take 42 points of cold damage, so he's down to 3 health points.
Oh my god!
Really bad. He gets,
What the?
you watch as shards of ice shoot out from this hag's hands, and just he takes like the brunt of them. His back is now leaching blood from the shards of ice stuck in him. The rest of you are going to take 21 points of cold damage.
21.
Yeah.
Okay.
God.
And she kind of like pulls her teeth back, and like it's less of a smile now than it is like a grimace. And she starts to walk toward Nyx, seemingly having no trouble walking on the platform that is now covered in ice.
Does she walk any of us
how much
for?
damage?
You take 21 points, Wiz.
Does she happen to walk by any of us for attack of opportunity? I'm assuming Nyx was like.
No, Nyx is in front of all of you.
Oh,
because he ran forward to like melee attack.
Right.
So he's standing in front of all of you, unfortunately. But that is the end of her turn. So she is now hovering over Nyx's kind of crumpled figure, and she glances between her on-fire comrades and Nyx as if pondering something. And then that is the end of her turn, so it is the second hag's turn. Nat, what do I need to do about this ring of fire?
Well,
Anything in particular? Or is it a 1 and 10 type thing?
I also should have rolled a second set of 5d8s, but that's fine. That's my fault for not reading the last paragraph. Anyway, it just says that each creature within the area makes a dex save when the wall appears, and it takes damage when it enters the wall for the first time or ends its turn there. I here. Let me put it in the thing so I don't.
So wait, are they? Would they have taken damage on the first one because they didn't like? Did you set them on fire, or did you put a fire? Not that I would take back that damage, but I think I would count that as maybe this turn type deal. Frantic typing. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. Wall of fire. Well, appears each creature within its area must take a dexterity saving throw. Okay. Okay, so you have to concentrate on it for up to a minute. One side of the wall selected by you deals 5. That ends its turn within 10 feet. So you wouldn't have to roll a 5d8 yet, because none of the creatures being affected by your ring have ended a turn in it yet. So you didn't miss any damage.
Okay.
Nah.
Good to know.
Okay, I don't really understand. It really doesn't specify how a creature's supposed to, like, leave this area or encounter this. So I'm just gonna go for it. Hold on.
I just wanted them to stop moving, and this seemed like the fastest way to do that. If you circle them in fire, they can't hurt you.
You don't see this apparently because this wall is opaque, so which I didn't read, but that's fine. That's probably why Nyx missed on both his attacks. Yeah, that's why. Let's see. That's a nat 20. Jez, you suddenly feel your entire body stiffen, and you can no longer move.
Well,
let me see if this breaks concentration. Also, Jury is. Oh, actually, hold on 1 second. Make a wisdom throw. Might be I didn't read the whole thing.
okay, hold on. Okay, wisdom saving throw?
Yep.
Well, that is a 14.
That is not quite enough.
That's alright. I figured.
So you do feel like your body tense, and what do we think, gang? Because this literally does not specify. Do we think person would break concentration or not?
Does it do damage?
Theory, no, it doesn't do damage, and in theory, they can still think. They just can't move.
Okay.
Yeah, I think even technically, like, because hold person, it just doesn't allow you to move, right? So like technically, if you had like a bow, you could still like shoot with the bow, like hold person. I think it only like inhibits movement.
No, you're paralyzed. You're incapacitated.
Oh, you're paralyzed. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyways,
you can't move whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, in regards to concentration, I think if it doesn't do damage, it doesn't break concentration. Or.
Yeah. But that's okay because our little Miss Second Hag here is going to do something. She is going to. How do I handle this? Can she just walk through the fire? It's not a solid wall. It's just opaque.
Yeah, it's just a wall of fire.
Yeah. Screw it. I'll have her take damage because she's gonna walk through it. And yes.
It ends.
Oh,
Unconscious, petrified, and paralysis.
ends concentration.
Ends concentration.
Alrighty then. There's our answer. As you feel your entire body tense, and as it does so, the wall of fire dissipates in front of you, and you are now face to face with these hags. The one of which is pointing towards you, and the smaller of the two starts to scurry towards you, almost like slobbering and eager, and she's going to dig her claws directly into you.
Well, I tried.
But before she does that, Nyx is going to take an attack of opportunity on her. Because she's passing him. So, let me see. He's not doing too hot, so he's a little fuzzy. I pulled it up somewhere here. Where is it? Where's my tab? Where's the right one? Oh my god, I have so many. Did I close it like a damn fool? Did I close it when I was closing my Johnny Cash tabs? Oh wait. Is this it? It's it. Okay, I found it. I didn't close it. We're good. We Gucci. Alright, let's try this. It does not hit. Nyx sees the hag kind of move past him, and he tries to reach out and grab her to stop her with his beast hand, but because of the damage that he's taken, he's very, very disoriented, and he kind of grabs the air next to her. And she's going to dig her claws directly into Jez. So... that was bad. An 11?
And 11 does not hit my armor class, so...
Okay. She reaches out towards you, and you watch her approach, so you kind of dodge out of the way, but then her other claw comes up and tries to...
Not to be that person.
What?
If Jez is held, she has advantage on melee attacks.
Oh yeah, that's true. Let's try that again then. It's okay.
Oh, no.
I rolled a nat 1. That one misses. But she's going to try it again.
Oh boy.
16.
That definitely hits.
Okay. Well, let's see if I can crit on the second one. Nope. We're gonna go with the 16. Let me quickly roll damage for that. $13 points of slashing damage. And then as she kind of grasps you in her claws, she's gonna open that gnarly mouth. See, just like, they don't even look like teeth anymore. They just look like broken shards of bone. And you can kind of see there's a few gaps in the teeth, but there's also a few just like iron teeth jutting out of her mouth, and she's gonna take that and bite down directly between your neck and shoulder.
Nice.
That is a 14 to hit?
That does hit. Unfortunately.
Let's see if I crit on the second one. I don't. It's a 16 though. Or actually, that's a 20. Okay.
Well,
17 piercing damage.
This is how we die, boys. Alright. Thanks. Am I tasty?
She seems to be having a wonderful time.
Well, small victories then, I guess.
Just no.
And with that, we are back at the top of the order with Marin. Marin,
You're muted,
you're
by the way.
muted.
Um. Okay, Ryan's gonna reach into his bag and pull out a tea crystal, and swipe it up. How many hags are in a 5-foot line?
From your 15-foot original radius,
It doesn't just within 5 feet total of each other.
of each other.
Perspective. I am making a 100 by 5 foot by 100-foot line.
The one
I
that
am not caring about Jez and Nyx being in the way.
Okay, well, Jez is the one that's latched onto Jez. It's 10 feet away from its compatriots, but the other two
The other two are what?
are 5 feet away from each other, and Nyx is also.
Are they
directly
behind
adjacent.
the first one?
The one that's latched onto Jez is like almost immediately next.
What?
The one that's latched onto Jez is like immediately next to you.
Okay.
But the other two are behind that one and are still within 5 feet of each other.
Okay, so
here's to paint a picture for you. The first
we're in
one,
a little bit of a triangle.
yeah, the first one is still in the center of the arena, has not budged from its original position next to Gunby's body. Has only been casting spells from that position. That's the one that you originally set on fire. There's one 5 feet in front of it. That was the one that was trapped in the wall of fire with Jez and cast Hold Person on Jez, but did not move from that position. It had advanced 5 feet away from its original position when Peter cast the illusion spell. So it is within 5 feet of its original center position, which is where that other hag is still standing. But the hag that ran up towards Jez covered the 15 feet from that original position, so it's 10 feet ahead of the hag that is holding Jez.
Okay, ahead is fine.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to gauge 5 feet from where I'm standing.
yeah,
I'm
the
casting
one
lightning bolt.
Okay.
Does it hit? It's a 5 foot. 5 foot across, 100 feet long.
Okay, so are you casting it like side by side through the arena or straight out from you?
It's straight out from me. It
Okay.
comes out from me.
Okay. Alright, then that makes sense. Okay, so you're not gonna hit the one that's next to you because
Oh,
it's
shit.
not because
Okay,
Jez
well-
isn't in your line. Jez isn't in your line of like
Then
fire,
can
but
I-
the other
can
two
I
that are in
shift-
front of you.
Hold on, where is? I thought that was. Sir. Can I shift to be in front of the one? Okay, I'm just gonna I'm focusing on the one that's on Jez right now,
Yeah.
and the one I originally hit, mostly. So if I need
Okay,
to
so you're
step
gonna be
5 feet to the
standing-
side.
You're going to have to jump off the platform and cast this behind Jez. And you'll still hit You'll hit every hag if you
Yeah,
cast it
okay.
that way.
Then that's what I'll do. I'll jump off the
Okay, so you hop down off the platform and stand behind Jess, and then cast lightning. Wish situations like this is where a map would be handy.
Who else does that get in? It gets Jez.
Nyx.
It probably gets Nyx. Does it also get Cecilia?
Yes, because she's right next to the other hag.
That's perfectly fine. I'm spelling around all 3 of them.
Okay.
I'm casting at 4th level.
Okay. Do I have to make a save? Do you have to make an attack? What's
Yeah, you have to make a dex save.
Okay.
For the 3 of them. I'm sculpting around Cecilia.
Alrighty, let's go with the one that's on Jez first. So that is a 15 for the first one.
Fails.
Okay, 20 for the second one.
Succeeds.
And a nat 1 for the last one. So
Fails.
the one next to Cecilia and the one that's lashed onto Jez get hit. Directly next to Nyx that's holding Jez does not get hit.
She only takes half damage though.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay, so roll your damage.
Real quick, my d6 9 times.
Okay.
My 1d6, I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm only rolling one set of dice because all of my dice are packed still.
Good rolls. Pretty good roll. Okay, that was pretty okay. Marin's angry. Seeing Nyx, he bolts over to the other side and throws his hand up with this crystal, and just a lightning bolt shoots out from his hands, and deals 37 damage to the ones that failed.
Okay.
And half as much.
Ouch.
So 18 to be the one that succeeded.
Okay. 37.
Or I don't know, do you round down or up?
You round up.
Oh, then 19 points.
Okay.
To the one that succeeded.
Okay.
Marin's not fucking around anymore.
Alrighty. Does a wizard cast with intelligence?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, to pull up yet another tab. Okay. Is that your whole turn? You staying off the platform? Because you jumping down the 5 feet of movement.
That's fine. How tall is the platform again?
How tall is the platform?
Yeah.
It's not like super tall. It's one of those kinds that kind of has what's happening on top of it. I'd say it's about maybe like 4 feet off the ground or something. We'll just say 5 to make it even and easy.
Run over to the other side where the closest hag isn't and hop up. Like along the same section, just on the opposite side of that line. Does that make sense?
Are you staying on the same side as your party, or on the
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just running like the 10 feet over, so I'm not directly next to the house.
Okay, so you're basically going from the side with the trapdoor to the side that doesn't have the trapdoor, like this kind of
Yeah,
half. Okay. All right. So you're
it's
probably
still with
like
my
to
party.
Yeah, you're like to the right of Peter now.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
perfect.
Alrighty. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Jez.
How do I not be stuck anymore?
So to break hold person.
You have to roll a save. You get to roll a save on your turn.
Roll
if
a
you
wisdom
took
save.
damage.
Okay.
You should be good. You're a druid. Got high whiz.
We're only good if we roll good. Wisdom save is 20. Not naturally, but a 20.
Then yeah, you are no longer held.
Nice.
So you
Hold me.
you immediately feel kind of like it feels like the blood is rushing back to your limbs almost.
Uh-huh.
And you regain movement of your entire body, and now I would say you have to make a strength contest with the hag that is latched on, because you're basically being grappled by this hag.
Okay. So it's
So
just straight
roll.
strength? Not a save?
Yeah, just straight strength with whatever modifier you have. Strength.
My big old 0?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, I'm still held in her arms.
What did you get though? Because I rolled badly.
A 5.
Okay, I rolled a 10. I also rolled a 5, but I also rolled a 5, and she is a good modifier. So you struggle and fail to break out of this hag's grasp, physically, but you, like, I'll still let you, if you want to, try to, like, cast something if you would like to use that as a means to escape. Because she doesn't have your arms pinned anymore. Well, your arms were never pinned by her.
Mm-hmm.
She just has a big old claw digging into, like, your backside and her teeth digging into your neck.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable, but
So
we'll deal with it.
if you roll an attack spell, you'll have disadvantage.
Okay. Hold on, let me double check this concentration. Oh, no. We're not doing that. We saw how well that went last time. Okay. So we're gonna use a 4th level spell. I think I have another one. Let me double check. Yes, I do. I have a couple of them. And Jez is gonna cast Ice Storm.
Storm?
What?
What storm?
Ice Storm.
Ice storm. Okay.
Yeah. And make a Dex saving throw for... It says within a 20-foot radius, so anybody within a 20-foot radius of Jezebel. I apologize.
Okay, so 20-foot radius, so all of your party is gonna make dex saving throws.
Maybe I won't do that then.
but you will hit all of the hags. You'll also hit Celia.
It's okay. I'm dexterous. I don't know about everyone else.
I have 20 hit points.
Yeah, that's what
Nyx
I'm
has
concerned.
3.
That's what I'm concerned
Yeah, Nyx has
about.
3.
We're not gonna do that.
Okay.
That's fine. We're gonna cast Blight instead, which was my secondary one. And
Is Blight a touch spell?
actually, no. It's
Okay.
any creature within 30 feet of my choice.
Are you gonna go with the one that's attached to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna go with that one.
Solid choice.
And you have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Where'd my d20 go? What the hell? There it is.
I don't know.
16. I pass if it ties.
It's only for if you're rolling to hit.
Yeah. Alrighty. Okay. Ouch. Successful save. Stop. Up. Okay.
And I have been muted this entire time because I'm a friggin' idiot.
Oh,
That's
fun.
fine. Guys.
Now, you don't have to mute yourself, like, on the stream, you know that.
I
Right.
do because there's people outside and my mic keeps picking it up. Like, they're obnoxiously loud.
Okay, I can't hear them through Discord.
Yeah, but the actual mic for OBS picks it up. I need to fiddle with the settings again.
The hag attached to you, she kind of seizes up for a moment, and then, she goes limp against you.
Oh.
Do I get dropped? Am I free?
She's not holding firmly onto you anymore. She's still kind of, like, clinging, just, like, because her, like, nails were so deep into you, and she had her mouth wrapped around you, but there's, like, no force behind it anymore.
Okay.
Also, she's very, very heavy.
I would imagine so.
And that's the end of Jez's turn, correct? Unless you're...
That's the end of my turn.
Yeah, okay. Peter, your turn.
Awesome. Okay. Is the one that's grabbing onto Jez, or yeah, the one that's grabbing onto Jez the most, damaged right now?
It's unconscious.
I think she's dead.
Oh, it's already oh, okay. You didn't specify unconscious. I was like, is it still just holding on to that? Anyways, okay,
Yeah,
that's good. Great, awesome, great. Peter with his rapier is going to attack the closest one behind that hag.
Okay.
Whoever has the second most damage, I suppose. So
The one closest to you behind that hag is the one that's standing next to Nick, and is the one that is holding Jez.
Okay, so I will. Okay, so I'm gonna attack.
But is no longer holding Jez.
Is 7 plus 9, 16 to AC.
16 versus AC.
Mhm.
Let me double check here. That does not hit.
That does not hit. Okay, that's fine.
No.
I will, however, use my bonus action to cast Healing Word again. This time with a level 3 spell slot, which means I can roll 3d4 or 3d4s.
Okay.
These will be going to Nyx because Nyx is at 3.
Bless you.
Okay, and let's see what we got here. I'm finally picking up some healing. I'm finally doing the job I should have been doing.
Finally,
okay,
a support character.
8 plus 9. That's 17. 17 hit points back.
Alrighty, he has
So
a
you're at
solid
20.
20 hit points. You watch as you cast this, Peter, some of the shards of ice that have been embedded in Nyx's back kind of fall away. As some of the wounds heal up, and he kind of like groans as he basically fixes his posture and stands up straight again. And he looks at you and kind of gives you like a weak thumbs up, and he's like, "Thank you."
Not a prob. And that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. It is Nyx's turn. So he is going to reignite his arm and take a swing at the hag that's right in front of him. Oh shit, I have to remember that he has Hellish Rebuke when he gets attacked. That does not hit. He's gonna swing again. In his defense, these tags are really hard to hit. That was a nat 20. Thank you, my boy. So the first time he hits, he just like lets out like a growl of frustration, and then he lunges and like digs his claw directly under this chin, like into her head, and you see his claws finally like make contact against this hag. And he's gonna do his damage, which is why am I so bad at writing down attack damage? Oh, there it is. Okay, I wrote it. Can't read. It's fine. Oop, that's the wrong die. Hello, I don't know. Let me Okay, there we go. And then I have to roll an extra. Nice! Those were really good rolls. Thank you, Nyx. Finally. Holy shit. It only took you this long. 7, 12, 24. He does 12 damage, 12 radiant damage against Hag, as well as 12 points of fire damage. And that is going to. The hag lets out like a gurgly screech as his claws dig in her throat, and she kind of goes up to try and like grasp at his claw, but he's like holding her firmly upward, and his whole arm is on fire. So she immediately retracts her hand, tries to grab onto him, and that is going to be his turn. So it is now. We are back at the bottom of the order. So it takes a moment, and you guys kind of notice as the hag that's still standing next to Celia looks down at her and mutters something, and she finally stops kind of dazedly looking around, and head snaps to attention. And you see her drop the fleshy thing that's been clutched in her hand the whole time, and she stands up and just drags her hands down her dress, and you watch as just blood spreads down the front of her. And she is going to reach up and take something from the hag.
What do you got there?
You quickly see is another short sword.
Oh, nice.
And she is going to... Who is the closest? Technically, Nyx is. She's going to charge straight at Nyx. Let's see if she rolled for an attack. Oh, hits him because she rolled a 19. And Nyx is caught off guard as he's holding this hag up in the air, and she comes up behind him and just plunges the blade into his back. And you see, almost as it makes contact, this sort of like green, like wave almost hit Nyx when she does so. It's not really a wave, it's like almost like a splatter accompany the splatter of blood that goes into him, and he cries out in pain and takes he takes 3 points of piercing damage, but then he also takes 4 points of poison damage. So that's 7 hit points. He's back down to 13, and he is poisoned. And she, as soon as she takes the blade to him, she pulls it back out, and you just see blood kind of, it seems to turn almost black as it drips down her blade, and the blade almost emits this sickly green aura to it. As she turns her attention to the rest of the party, her gaze narrowed so far down that she almost like can't see past the line of her own bangs that have at this point long gone untrimmed. And she kind of stands there breathing heavily, and you can, again, Peter, you kind of pick up on that like very frantic and like almost butterfly-esque like pattern of breathing, where it's very like hindered almost. She's clearly like in some kind of mode where she is very frantic and panicky. And that is the end of her turn, and now it's the hag's turn. The hag that Nyx was holding up is released from grasp as he reacts to Cecilia's blade, and it is actually going to turn its gaze towards the hag that is resting against you, Jez. And it extends the staff in its hand towards you and seems to cast something. Although my internet is not letting me look it up. Hello, please, Google. Anyone? Anyone out there? Oh, I know what I can do. No, that's too obvious. There we go, I loaded finally, okay. Actually, it strides past Nyx and walks straight up to you, Jez, but instead of engaging with you, it puts its hands on the hag. And you feel as the breathe.
Hold on. I'm casting counterspell.
Okay.
Good old counterspell.
Okay, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have Okay, I'm gonna cast it at 4th level.
Okay.
So if it's 4th or lower, it automatically cancels spell.
Okay. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure I already have this tab open. I just can't find it. There it is. The hell was that? Yes, it's lower than that, so it automatically.
Oh my god, thank god.
Okay.
Then I probably didn't need to burn that 4th spell slot, but I didn't know. So it's fine, and it worked.
The hag.
So I just throw my hand out and clench my fist, and the spell fizzles.
Okay, so just for a hot second, you feel as if against regaining consciousness, but that quickly dissipates and it slumps against you again, and you're like holding right now. And the hag that is holding it seems to grit its her teeth with frustration, and she just kind of grabs the hag in her hand and takes her body and throws her towards the hag that is waiting in the back. That is the end of her turn. She's standing right in front of you, Jez, just as a marking point of order. And the second hag is going to look down at the hag at her feet and point her staff towards it.
Damn it.
And covens are a bitch, huh?
Yeah, that was my reaction, so I can't do it twice.
And you watch as the hag kind of breathes a fresh breath of air and sits up at the feet of the other hag, rubbing, looking very confused. She's prone right now, but she is once again conscious. And it is her turn. So... Ugh. 1 second. There we go. Okay. Where is my information sheet? This one? This one! She is going to turn her back towards the rest of you and look down at... What? Does this... No, okay. She's going to turn and look at the funnel of dark energy that is still being channeled into this room. And she is going to walk over and stick her hand in the center of the stream and start muttering words. And that is going to take her turn. And it is the top of the order again, so it's Marin's turn.
Okay,
But I think we need to end the session here, because it's almost...
Oh shit! Yeah, it is like 11.
Yeah. So we'll pick up this battle again very soon. But I have a note here of what turn. I'm gonna quickly wrap this up. Marin, as you kind of watch this hag, you're next to Peter, so as you kind of watch this hag throw her compatriot behind her, you're all of you, the scene that you're watching in front of you is nothing you've seen so much here that is so unexplainable that it has brought you to what feels like the brink of insanity, but this by far is the strangest occurrence you have come across in all your time here. There is Cecilia, who's standing there almost mad, almost in a frenzy, it seems like. Her blade dripping with Nyx's fresh blood as he clutches his side from where she pierced him. Poison coursing through his veins. The rest of you are standing your ground, balanced on the rink of ice that you are all perched atop. Ice in which these hags seem to have no issue striding across. And as you watch this hag kind of reach up towards this unusual blue glow from the ceiling, there's a pulse of light. And it almost seems to travel down the smoke, which makes no physical sense as to why it would travel like that, but it hits her finger, and you are met with a not actually blinding, but blinding flash of light that is very familiar to all of you, as it's the same kind of flash of light you before you fell. And you watch as this hag kind of head back, and her body starts to radiate that same blue glow. And she seems to kind of straighten up and face the rest of the party. And she tilts her head, her smile glinting as the wounds on her body start to close. And that's what we're going to end on.
Oh!
Okay. Okay. Yay. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you players for coming. Thank you anyone who saw this stream for coming. I know but yesterday I was finishing up coursework and traveling and a bunch of stuff, so here we are today, doing it to them.
Thank you,
And we shall... Yeah, no problem.
And thank you, Em.
Thank you,
The battle shall continue this coming Sunday, unless otherwise stated.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Good night to the
Bye,
stream.
stream.